Throughout history, warfare has often been marked by unimaginable cruelty and disregard for human life. While many cruel customs have fallen by the wayside, some practices persist in modern conflicts. One such custom is the use of human shields. This abhorrent tactic involves deliberately placing civilians or non-combatants in harm's way to deter or impede enemy attacks. It is a method that goes against the very essence of humanitarian principles and is considered a war crime under international law. The use of human shields is not a recent phenomenon. Its roots can be traced back to ancient times. Historical records reveal that leaders and commanders often exploited the lives of their own subjects or conquered individuals to safeguard their interests. Conflicts. For instance, in ancient Greek warfare, it was not uncommon for generals to position their soldiers behind innocent villagers or captives to dissuade besiegers, launching attacks due to fear of collateral damage. As conflicts evolved and warfare became more sophisticated, the use of human shields took on different forms. During the medieval period, castles and fortifications became strategic staging grounds for battles. In an attempt to defend these strongholds, commanders often placed captive civilians or hostages on walls and towers, knowing that attackers would hesitate to harm innocent lives. This tactic aimed to exploit the moral quandary faced by assailants and gain an advantageous position in the ongoing conflict. The Renaissance period ushered in new military tactics. The use of human shields remained prevalent. In naval warfare, pirate captains and privateers often resorted to placing captives, including women and children, on their vessels to deter enemy attacks. This gruesome practice sought to exploit the morality and hesitation of opposing naval forces when faced with the possibility of harming innocent civilians. The use of human shields persisted even in more recent conflicts. During World War II, Nazi soldiers forced innocent civilians to march ahead of them as they advanced into enemy territory. This act not only shielded the Nazi soldiers from enemy gunfire, but also caused psychological distress and exerted control over the captive population. The orchestrated display of innocent lives caught in the line of fire aimed to weaken the resolve and resistance of opposing forces. In modern conflicts, the use of human shields continues to cast a dark shadow over warfare. Armed groups and militants, often operating within civilian-populated areas, deliberately exploit the presence of non-combatants. They strategically position themselves in close proximity to schools, hospitals, or residential areas, knowing that any targeting of their positions will inevitably cause civilian casualties. This callous maneuver not only endangers innocent lives, but also presents a significant challenge for military forces, aiming to neutralize threats without harming non-combatants. The use of human shields in modern conflicts raises numerous ethical and legal concerns. International law explicitly prohibits the deliberate placement of civilians in harm's way, classifying it as a war crime. However, enforcing these provisions in the chaos of armed conflict can prove challenging. Additionally, the sheer scale of the practice poses a significant moral dilemma for military forces. While they strive to minimize civilian casualties, the presence of human shields often limits their ability to neutralize threats effectively. Efforts to combat the use of human shields continue, both through legal avenues and military strategies. International bodies and organizations work towards strengthening laws and regulations to hold perpetrators accountable. At the same time, military forces develop tactics and technologies to identify combatants hiding within civilian populations while minimizing harm to innocent lives. Finding the delicate balance between combating threats and preserving humanitarian principles remains an ongoing challenge for those engaged in modern conflicts.